Got Torreson versus Alfredino. High Elves versus Grand Cathay. Grand Cathay got some buffs, but I'm trying to remember the patch notes. I don't think any of these units were buffed. As for High Elves, Tyrion got some buffs. Swordmaster's got some buffs. There's some help. 4 Illyrian River Archers, 5 White Lions of Crais, 1 Swordmaster of Hoeth, 2 War Lions of Crais, then Tyrion on his horse mount with Feint and Riposte and Heart of Averlorn. And we have a Mage of Light with Shem's Burning Gaze and Barona's Time Warp. The other side, 4 Grand Cathay. We do have a lot of mobility in the Peasant Horseman and Onyx Crowman spam. The ROR Onyx Crowman also up there. We also have the ROR Great Longma Riders, the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin. And then a Peasant Long Spear front line, a couple Jade Lancers, 1 Fire and Rocket Battery, and Yuan Bo, the Executioner, with Net and Shem's Burning Gaze. Neat. So as far as infantry go, the High Elves brought way better infantry. Just a couple Peasant Long Spears is not much. Alfredino going mostly for mobility and monsters, I guess, if you count Onyx Crowman as monstrous things. Crowman going to dive in on the White Lions, securing a rear charge for the Peasant Horsemen, where they'll get their buffs as well from Harmony, but they actually back off at the last second. They go to charge into the War Lions instead. As the Illyrian River Archers get a little bit of range damage down, it looks like they'll even just go into melee with the Onyx Crowman and the Peasant Horsemen as well. Those should be pretty easy targets for them, both of them relatively low armor, but the War Lions are getting shredded by those Crowmen at the moment. That is most troubling for the High Elves, I imagine. Illyrian Reaver's trying to flank and get onto the Fire and Rockets. Peasant Horsemen going to try and peel them, so they will instead just retreat and go get to safety. As Yuan Bo jumps in onto Tyrion, of all people. Shouldn't be a great fight for Yuan Bo, as Tyrion is a monstrosity in melee combat. Fire and Rockets lost 2 of their batteries. Looks like a Shem's Burning Gaze maybe hit them. As this is an unholy blob fight, the High Elves should win. They have better cavalry, and they have White Lions of Crais versus 1 Peasant Horseman and 2 Onyx Crowman. That should be a good win for the High Elves, but one of the Illyrian Reavers breaks. And the Fire and Rocket going to contribute. It should help Cathay more, because the White Lions are the target, and they're full health, so they should be pretty easy to hit. But the friendly fire might cause some of the Crowman to Demonic Instability crumble, so yeah, kind of a tricky bit there. Bounce powers 50-50 still. Fire and Rockets doing what they can as the Swordmasters and Tyrion ominously walk forwards, and they're like, what, Righteous Lances, you gonna stop us? Good luck, idiot. Peasant Horseman gonna rout. So will the Illyrian River Archers, it looks like, and they'll leave just the White Lions standing, which is funny because they were the target of the Fire and Rockets, and they came out with the most health out of any unit over there. Tyrion might be going Yuan Bo hunting, gets distracted by a Crowman, and immediately slashes that Crowman to death. Not shocking there that a single Crowman of the whole unit versus Tyrion did not end in a Tyrion win. And without Tyrion around, the Righteous Lances did actually just dive the Swordmasters of Hoeth and will get a lot of damage on those guys. So without Tyrion, the Swordmasters much more susceptible to that flying horse violence. Shem's Burning Gaze, I don't know who it was cast at. Could have been Yuan Bo, but it hit Peasant Long Spears, it hit Onyx Crowman, and these Peasant Horsemen along the way, so I don't know who it was actually meant for. If it was meant for Yuan Bo, then it hit trees before it got to him. As Tyrion's trying to find the Jade Dragon in this forest fight, but being avoided so far on the other side of the big trees. Net of Amritok overcast from Yuan Bo, but then we also get a Barona's Time Warp cast from the High Elves, trying to give them a little bit more melee attack and speed, I guess. I generally don't rate Barona's Time Warp as a good spell. I think it's pretty bad. 25% speed and 24 melee attack for its cost is really not that worth it. 11. You can see all these units are routing off. Tyrion's just kind of left alone. Bounce power's turning against the High Elves, but Tyrion is a menace, and Yuan Bo has no form of healing, while Tyrion has an abundance of healing if he can get it off. Now, there are weird interactions sometimes where Yuan Bo's execution is weird with, like, healing characters. Sometimes it goes off when they heal and does a little bit of damage, but not much. Sometimes it goes off before they get their heal and they die. And then sometimes it goes off like 6 or 7 times while they're healing, and I don't know. So Tyrion versus Yuan Bo can be weird. Hydras versus Yuan Bo can be a little weird too, because I think, doesn't his execution work on like single combatants? Yeah. Execute units below 20% hit points. Yeah, so we can't use his targeted thing, the Emperor's Executioner, on like a Hydra, but I have seen weird things where like a Hydra will get a heal as he's hitting them, and then it's like HP bar goes way up and then way down. Like way more damage than it should, because the spell was trying to execute you, right? So it's just weird. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Tyrion's still fighting Yuan Bo. Bounce power's evened out a little bit. There's still this giant forest fight going on where most of Grand Cathay's power is, but their fire and rocket battery's full HP, though it is on the run. It's far away from its mounts. Tyrion's still a problem for the High Elves. Full health Mage of Life is a bit of a problem. And then White Lions of Krace. No lords, no heroes in this game. Those White Lions of Krace might be a bit of a problem for what Grand Cathay has left. Like, Croman wouldn't want to fight them straight up. Righteous Lance's Evasion might, but considering Tyrion is currently dealing with them significantly, I don't know if they'll still want that fight. I have no idea what that Shem's Burning Gaze was aimed at, but it did not hit it, as it just goes off into the middle of nowhere. Okay, we have some Illyrian River archers that need to come back to the fight. They could especially be useful at running down those, fire and rocket battery, and take them off the map. More for balance of power than anything else. Tyrion is a victim of balance of power often, where you'll get to the late game, and since he is probably a lot of what you have left in the late game, as a Shem's Burning Gaze from Yuan Bo does hit Tyrion, does a little bit of damage. Anyway, when his HP gets low, the game doesn't factor in that he has a gigantic heal coming his way. It just goes, oh, Tyrion's like 10% HP. All right, army lost it, call it, it's over. And then, you know, he'll get a giant burst of healing. The balance power's all of a sudden like, whoa, where did that come from? That's crazy. Yuan Bo nets Tyrion and then decides to charge back into him, getting a little bit of a charge bonus. Yuan Bo has a deceptively high HP pool, considering he looks like a foot caster guy. He still has 4,000 HP on foot, left at less than 1/2, right? Whereas Tyrion at half has 2,600. So Yuan Bo has significantly more HP than Tyrion, because he is a dragon trapped inside of a man's body. Tyrion's getting buffs, Foe Seeker and Faint and Riposte, giving him insane melee stats, but Yuan Bo's still getting really good hits in, all things considered. Oh, because he has Dragon's Fang popped, and he's going to try and execute Tyrion soon. Shem's Burning Gaze come in. Now we'll see, how does the interaction work with Tyrion this time? Does he get executed? Does it not really work well? What happens? This is getting crazy close. Tyrion's still fighting back against these guys. And there it is! That's the weird rubber band one. So you saw Tyrion get a big heal, then a chunk came off his HP, then a big heal, then another chunk came off his HP. So it was a weird one, but Tyrion is going to route. Balance of power shifts against the High Elves a little bit more again. Tyrion's running away, and he has 100 seconds until he'll get another Heart of Avalorn heal. As Yuan Bo's trying to get out, I wonder if he's going to Shem's Burning Gaze him on this hill. If Tyrion gets up and over the hill, it'll be really hard for Yuan Bo to catch him, because he's fast, and then you can't cast Shems in your dragon for him. Speaking of Shems, the High Elf caster casted towards some Onyx Croman. Ooh! That one hit. Really big damage value. Getting their leadership super close to demonic instability crumbling, but it's not quite there, and they are faster than Tyrion when they're in the sky. So if they crumble away, Tyrion might be able to rally. He actually still has negative leadership. I thought you were a High Elf Lord. High Elves never have negative leadership, Tyrion, you coward. Oh, my friends are routing. Yeah, whatever. Flanks are secure. He might come back. The Onyx Croman did end up demonic instability crumbling away. And Tyrion just has to play coy. As soon as that cooldown is up, 50 seconds, he's going to get another big heal. He doesn't have to be in melee to get it. He just has to have low HP. So looks like it'll work. Ooh, that could be nasty. Alfredino throws a net down onto these Illyrian Reaver archers as the Onyx Crowmen and stuff are coming in to take care of them. Another Shem's Burning Gaze down the side of the Righteous Lances. Gets a little bit of damage, but a lot of these on flying units haven't really worked out. One did. On the Onyx Crowmen, one did. I'm not going to pretend I didn't see that, but a lot of them have missed. Tyrion in the distance pops Foe Seeker for a little extra speed, but I think he's mostly doing it for the vigor. I think Torreson's most scared of Tyrion just routing for no reason and costing himself another of his rallies. 13 seconds left on his heal, 10 seconds. He might want to be a little more cautious because he's getting back into Shem's range. 4, 3, 2. Oh my god, there's a Shem's. 1. Big burst of healing right when Tyrion needed it, and he is now heal capped as the Shems was in. Whew. Okay, guys, I see those Shems bolts in the distance. You fired another Shems at a flying unit and missed again, didn't you? Didn't you? I mean, you don't have a lot of other targets at this point. I get it, but personally, maybe throw a couple more at Yuan Bo. Maybe. Bounce power goes into the High Elves' favor now that Tyrion got that big heal we mentioned. The bounce power tends to do that for High Elves, especially when Tyrion's in play. And now this is getting concerning. Tyrion has 2,700 HP. Yuan Bo has 2,400. And he gets Barona's time warped by his caster, giving him extra speed and melee stats, but also gets netted by Yuan Bo, who throws out a Shem's Burning Gaze at him. I see the little archer icon, so he's trying to shoot something. Meanwhile, the Mage of Light is fully surrounded by Onyx Crowman and the Righteous Lances Wei Jin, so she is taking damage. Barona's Time Warp still has 25 seconds. Tyrion charges straight into Yuan Bo, gets a good hit onto him. Balance of Power still in the High Elves' favor a little bit, even though the High Elves are losing their caster. Yuan Bo pops the Dragon's Fang, and he's going to turn and fight Tyrion in a pile of his own troops. This is the best opportunity he's going to get as Tyrion's landing blow after blow. Foe Seeker, Feint, Riposte. 100 pretty much for melee attack and defense stats, and the Mage of the High Elves is routing, leaving just Tyrion in the fight for the Asur. Now, a big problem for Grand Cathay is going to be what chases down the Mage of Light, because whatever does isn't going to be here to help in the fight with Tyrion. As Yuan Bo looks like he's transforming, so he's going to go up into the sky where he can be nice and safe from Tyrion and can't die, but then nothing besides Yuan Bo can really threaten Tyrion, so Tyrion's just on the ground grinding through peasant horsemen and fire and rocket battery crews. Not really gonna be that big of a deal for him. All right, we have 6 Righteous Lances of Wei Jin with 400 total HP, 1400 HP on 27 Empress Crowman, and 1100 HP on Yuan Bo. Tyrion has almost that much HP total, so all of them combined have the same HP as Tyrion, and he has way better stats. And he is running towards the Long Marauders, forcing them back. But all these flying units can just stay on top of the Mage of Life, so it's fine. I'm going to fast forward quickly. There we go. So Yuan Bo was waiting for something. He is jumping back in. I don't know if he can use his Dragon's Fang sword when he's in this form. It might only be a foot thing, but he gets a good charge attack onto Tyrion. Tyrion needs to swing back, needs to hit Yuan Bo once or twice to get rid of him, but Yuan Bo gets another hit off. With 42 melee attack, I'm shocked he's getting this many hits. Tyrion is not immune to psychology, by the way, so he could tear out at any second from this giant dragon. It looks like that's in fact what's going to happen. His leadership is faltering, but so are the rest of Grand Cathay's units. Tyrion's at 14. I swore I saw him at 7 for a second. He should have probably tear outed there, but he didn't. Yuan Bo misses an attack. So we are starting to get some routing units. Tyrion's his leadership rallies up to 43, so he's not going to tear out now. Gets a good hit on Yuan Bo. Dragon's Fang is popped, though. Getting good hits onto Tyrion. There's another big one, and Tyrion does tear out, taking him off the map. I know Yuan Bo had some charge bonus, but I don't know. I feel like he got more hits in there against Tyrion than he maybe should have, pure RNG-wise. I'd have to go back and like really crunch the numbers, but gut feeling, Yuan Bo got lucky to get that many hits in that consistently. Tyrion did well, Caster did well, Infantry did fine, Lyran Reavers did fine. It was a crazy close game, so a lot of stuff's going to get good value. For Alfredino, Yuan Bo did nicely. Peasant Long Spears got mostly destroyed. Peasant Horsemen did fine. Onyx Crowman overall did... yeah, they did overall well, but the ROR Longmas and the ROR Crowman got a ton of value. Fire and Rocket also did nicely. GG's.
Subscribe, yes.